Today's top stories and your Storm Tracker 8 forecast in the first 8 minutes. 8 News starts now.
For a little breaking news, we are also going to be restoring the names to Fort Pickett, Fort Hood, Fort Gordon, Fort Rucker, Fort Polk, Fort A.P. Hill, and Fort Robert E. Lee.
President Trump announcing at Fort Bragg that the U.S. Army will be restoring the names of 7 bases previously named after Confederate leaders. Now, thanks for joining us for 8 News at 11. I'm Eric Phillips.
And I'm Heather Hope. Tonight, we're looking into the push to restore these Confederate-linked names, including 3 right here in Central Virginia. 8 News reporter Sarah Molina spoke to a political historian about this. She joins us live now in our digital center, breaking it all down. Sarah.
Well, Eric, Heather, the Army announced that 7 bases originally named after Confederate soldiers and renamed in 2023 are reverting back to their original names. Sort of. It's a move experts are calling a legal loophole following an announcement from President Trump on Tuesday.
Can you believe they changed that name in the last administration for a little bit?
On Tuesday, President Donald Trump detailed plans to restore the original Confederate-linked names of 7 Army bases, including 3 here in Central Virginia: Fort Walker, Fort Barfoot, and Fort Gregg Adams.
We'll forget all about that.
This coming after a federal law passed in 2020 bans U.S. military bases from being named after Confederates.
He's technically in compliance with the law. In terms of the spirit, he's not anywhere close.
VCU political science professor and history expert John Augenbaugh says Trump found a loophole in proposing to restore the original Confederate-linked base names by honoring different service members who share the same or similar last names.
If anybody goes ahead and pushes back against this, the Trump administration can say, we're not honoring a Confederate general. We're honoring a distinguished Silver Cross recipient who also, by the way, shares the same last name.
The Army says it's taking all necessary actions to change the names of 7 Army installations. So, Fort Barfoot will be named after First Lieutenant Vernon W. Pickett. Fort Walker goes back to A.P. Hill, but named after 3 Medal of Honor recipients.
Fort Lee, right, in Prince George. It was renamed Fort Gregg Adams.
Now it'll be renamed Fort Lee, but not after Confederate soldier Robert E. Lee, but this time for soldier Private Fitz Lee of the Spanish-American War.
This could be viewed as very silly and a waste of time. But understand that so much in politics is symbolic.
Stripping names chosen in 2023, no women are included in the new Army list. Now, the Army says it'll act quickly to rename the bases as it's required by 2020 federal law. As of now, there are no estimates as to how much it'll cost to revamp the Army bases, but Augenbaugh says it's a change that certainly comes with a cost. Live in the Digital Center, I'm Sarah Molina, 8 News.